Coach Lynn Johnson, your certified life executive coach. I know that your children are very important to you, and I know that you want to keep them well and happy and satisfied. But invariably, something will happen during your child's life that you'll feel that you need to intervene. So how do you intervene? How do you advocate for your child effectively? Stay right here, and I will give you some tips on how to advocate for your child, as well as how to teach your child how to self-advocate.
Stay right there. You are watching Coach Lynn.
To be in her life, okay? When was the last time that you just stopped and took a breath? Today we're talking about paying it forward. What happened? Why is your dog...
A way of just making you relax.
I know that you love your children, and someone does something to your child and you want to pick up the phone and let them have it. Or you want to show up in person and talk to that coach or to that principal or the teacher who allowed another child to bully your child. But before you do that, calm down. Just calm down. Take a deep breath. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and calm down. The first step is to talk to your child and have them fill in as many of the details as absolutely possible. You may even encourage your child to tell it to you like it's a story so that you can get as many of the details as absolutely possible. Calm down and listen to your child. When you're advocating for your child, here is step 2. Talk to your child about what has happened and ask your child how they perceived it. What did they feel? Tell you about that. Because it's important for you to establish for your child that his or her feelings are worthy and that you value their feelings about what has happened to them. So take that time to empower your child while you are thinking of the next plan of action. Step 3, before you can move to an appropriate plan of action, know what your goal is. What is your objective? What do you want to achieve, and what will bring about the most peace and sense of satisfaction for you, your family, and your child? Sit down and set the objective. Step 4. When you approach an authority figure on behalf of your child and you're going to self-advocate for yourself and your child, it is important to be concise, to be clear, to have an objective and to state that clearly why you're meeting with them and what the objective of the conversation is and should be. You see, so many times we get into situations where we become distracted because of the emotionalism of the issue. But now is not the time to be distracted. When you go in to talk with an authority figure or coach, a teacher, the principal, or even another parent about something that has happened to your child, you want to be clear and concise and don't get distracted. Did you know that this is the way during a divorce that most money is spent by clients of lawyers? It's when the lawyer has to play psychotherapist or therapist. Know what your objective is. Don't get distracted. Focus in on your goal and then speak concisely and directly and clearly to the authority figure you need to meet about your child. Step 3. Before you can move to an appropriate plan of action, know what your goal is. What is your objective? What do you want to achieve? And what will bring about the most peace and sense of satisfaction for you, your family, and your child? Sit down and set the objective. Step 5. When you're advocating for your child, it is very important that you establish a timeline. You've already stated your objective. You've already let this person know why you're speaking with them. But it's really important to set up a timeline. Once the two of you have negotiated or the three of you have talked about the issues and you have decided on a plan of action that will both satisfy you and your child, it is important to set a timeline. It may sound something like this. Thank you for meeting with me today. And I really would like to bring this to a close as soon as possible so that my child will feel peaceful. So what I'm going to ask is that we can pull this to a close. Do you think that you might be able to close the situation out and get back to me by next Wednesday? I can call you next Wednesday. Is the morning better for you or is the evening better for you? Shall I come in to speak with you with my child? Let's set up a timeline and move forward. Step 6. When you sit down to talk to your child about what has happened to him or her, use empowering words that make him or her feel that their feelings are worthy and valuable, that you want to hear what they have to say. Even if you have to sit on your hands so that you don't become too emotional while your child is talking to you about his or her feelings, it is very important to let your child talk to you about how he or she perceives the situation. Why is this so important? Because when your children are young, you can establish a lifelong situation of communication with them. But if they're so busy worrying about managing your reaction to their problem, chances are the older they get, they'll go underground and they won't share or communicate with you things that you really need to know. So definitely establish open communication with your child. This is a perfect opportunity to do it. While you're talking about how important it is that they felt this way and that they came forward and that they talked to you, or that they talked to an authority figure, it is also important for you to demonstrate to your child that you are a person that they can trust. You're a person that will listen to them and acknowledge their feelings and perceptions, discuss it with them, talk about a plan of action that they feel is necessary, establish who you will talk to and the guidelines around that, establishing a timeline as to when this will be done and when this will be done by, and allow your child to be a part of this communication process. You may even ask your child if they would like to be present when you speak with the authority figure in their regard. Communication is key.
Stay right there. You are watching Coach Lynn.
Asking for validation from everyone else about anything that you want to do, including your ideas. Stop! When you go in to speak with someone to advocate for your child, if at all possible, bring your child along. It's important for our children to feel safe and feel valuable. And the only reason that they don't feel valued is because we are not allowing them to see that we are advocating for them. When your child comes to you and wants to talk to you about a situation that has occurred, don't poo-poo the situation. Don't close your child off from talking to you. Even if you want to sit on your hands because you want to respond and you're really angry about what they're saying, let your child speak. Let your child communicate with you. It is so important to establish this kind of communication when they're young, so that when they're older and deeper situations occur, perhaps they'll come to you and communicate them with you because they have a long history of being able to talk to you, because they feel valued, acknowledged, and listened to. Also, let your child see that they are worthy enough for you to fight for them, to advocate for them in a calm, rational way. Being concise, moving to action, documenting everything, and moving to the last step in just a moment. Sit tight. I'll be right back. When you are talking with someone about your child, it is very important that you set up a timeline to follow up. Follow up is extremely important in general in life. So teach your children that it's really important to follow up. In other words, when you've spoken to someone and you've reached some kind of solution, you can ask them, so when will you be taking care of this by? So should I get back in touch with you by next Wednesday? Is the morning better for you, or is the afternoon better for you? Set up a timeline that is satisfactory to the urgency of the situation. Let them know that you value their time, but they also need to value your time. Giving your child the appropriate time to understand, to heal, to know what's going on, and to communicate any further information. Raising a child is the most important job that you'll ever do. So there will be times when you don't really feel that you're equipped, or you really don't know what you're doing. That's okay. What's important is that if you feel that you can't do it alone, that you reach out and get help. There are many, many resources that you can use that you can find on the internet, or you can check Coach Lynn's blogs on the CoachLynnShow.com site or Live Talk. You can watch these parenting segments because your child deserves for you to honor them, to teach them lessons that will follow them throughout their lifetime. You can only do that when you reach out for additional support and help. Don't feel like a failure because you're having to talk with someone else about your job with your child. You learn how to ride a bike. You learn to go to school, to learn things that follow you through life. You have to take a test before you can drive a car. In every other aspect of your life, you've had to seek knowledge. And to become an expert at anything, it means you have to research and study. So with this being the most important job in the world, that is parenting, be an empowered parent. Look it up, research it, join support groups, get the help from a life coach. Use your teachers at your school or your guidance counselors or any of the religious institutions that you may go to. Create a community of caring and concern for your children. This is Coach Lynn with another parenting tip. Thank you for joining me here on Life Talk. Please make sure to hang around and watch other segments. Send me an email at dearcoach@lynnjohnsonprosperity.com. Give us a call. You'll see the phone numbers listed. And prosper. Okay, just listen to my voice. You don't need to see me. But because they kept saying, we want to see you. We want to see you too. We hear your voice. We want to see you.